I think what is a liquidity provider, who's bringing the technology, and actually how is it run, is definitely important to understand, but essential for you guys is actually what is the customer interface? How do you interact with us? How do you also place the trade? And the presentation that Liam and I will now present to you is exactly about this. I will now start a bit of background info to SkyGround, so that you also understand who I am, who the team is, and how we developed, and then we will go a bit deeper into the trading engine. So first of all, SkyGround is a fintech group. How did we develop SkyGround and what was the idea of SkyGround? My brother and I, Konstantin, we were running previously BDSWISS very successfully over 4 years. During that time, BDSWISS started out as a very good established brand in the market, but wasn't really super globally successful. So what we found out was actually, let's say, a trick or like a USP, how to bring this business model all around the world. I wouldn't say we invented it, but we focused on the partner relationships. So we actually, when we were going into markets like LATAM, we didn't really think like, okay, we set up a team and just go in there, because we don't know the culture, we don't know oftentimes the languages that are spoken there. It's actually a different market, although you have the same product. So the go-to-market strategy has to be different in every market and in different circumstances. This we actually did highly successful in BDSWISS, and then when we incorporated SkyGround, we wanted to focus on this USP. And the USP that we have in SkyGround is the processes, the procedures, the technology. So actually everything that generally smaller companies or newer companies don't have. But the newer companies oftentimes have the connection to the communities, have the ability to raise awareness. And this is a great combination. It is also exactly the combination that we find here in the Billion world. As a bit of background to my brother and we both have very, let's say, specific financial backgrounds, but still a bit different. So my brother was focusing on investment banking. He was starting to work at UBS in the M&A department. He was a very young investment banker with 24. He already did the Porsche VW deal. So he was actually advising VW to acquire Porsche with 24. He also did 2 IPOs in that time. And then with 27, he was going to Vision Capital, a New York and London-based fund, and was leading with 27 the whole German-speaking market. What he did there very, very professionally is looking in corporations or in difficult structures and finding out what needs to be restructured in order to make it extremely efficient. Me, on the other hand, I also focused in finance, but on a complete different level. I'm rather mathematical. I'm rather in sales. I am in the capital markets. I'm in the stock markets. So this combination together was also what I feel the secret sauce in BDSWISS, because we had on the one hand the sales arm under me with trading, with all the technology, bringing it out there to the people, but on the other side a very stable organization that is able to cope with 2,000 new opened accounts a day, with customer requests left, right and middle, various regulators all around the world, because this is essential to drive a sustainable business. When you cannot run and sustain the operations, you can have the best sales teams in the world, you won't be successful. So our mission is actually to empower our partners to reach their full potential and to maximize their financial success. As I already said at the beginning, we are looking out in the world, seeing who is actually a capable partner for us, and then we identify them. A bit our service model, I don't want to bother you with all of the details, but I just wanted to show you how important it is when you work with the technology and when you work with bigger organizations. It is about understanding the whole dynamic of the company. It is about understanding what each individual needs and how everything comes together. Here we see, split it down, as I said, I don't want to go into too much detail. We have it clustered in technology, for Lydian World's broker technology. We have legal advice, extremely important, because in each jurisdictions you might have similarities, but you also have differences. And you must be aware how to interact with clients in Asia compared to Germany, compared to France and other jurisdictions. Then operations, I mentioned that. When you have a great tool, great CRM system and great people, but they cannot really function together, when nobody knows what man A is doing and man C could be doing, you will never be successful. So the operational processes behind the financial technology are extremely essential. These two below boxes I leave out, but for example, for other partners, here it's already provided. We also give advice on payment services, banks to use, and here also we also focus on helping to make the business grow. How are we doing that? Okay, the picture is not so nice on this one, but this is the management team. So SkyGround at the moment, we have all over Europe offices. We have one in London, we have one in Berlin, and one in Cyprus. And this is the core management team. Under the team, we have smaller teams. So for example, Liam alone has in Serbia, I don't know, 200, 300 people that do calls. We have, for example, in London with my brother, people who are doing investment structuring. We have in Berlin that I'm running more like the sales arm, business development and so on. So everything comes together here in this core team. And this is also how we can actually do all of these various tasks in one. Now, when we now looked into what can we do to make this SkyGround model and this whole idea grow, we looked into various platforms, how to actually to bring the technology to people. And then for us, the obvious question was, should we actually work with an MLM network? And for us, it was like a very difficult decision. On the one side, it comes. On the one hand, great potential. A lot of people are connected all around the world, people who are interested in making themselves an individual, like developing themselves financially. This is super attractive. On the other side, new company, also a lot of reputational risks. So we looked into, I would say, let me lie, over 30 companies, and we consciously focused on Lydian World. Why are we doing this? We did our background checks, we did our due diligence, and we can see from all of the people who are involved in Lydian World that there are no bad due diligence factors, there is no bad history, plus we also looked exactly into how Lydian World is run. And it's highly professional, great technology, and this is why we choose to partner up with the Lydian World, and together with you we want to create something new that the world has never seen. So what are we offering? So let's go now specifically more on the offering. We will step by step publish more news, more things for trading, but also more gamifications. But at the moment we now start with the full trading setup. The full trading setup gives you access to all underlyings in the world. You can trade gold, you can trade oil, you can trade indices very effectively on our platform with very low fees in a very regulated and compliant environment. And this is something I can tell you now. I checked on all of these MLM networks. This is the only thing that you find in the world here in the Lydian World. And this is where we can be all together proud of, but it's also something that we have to focus on. We need to make sure that the story is heard all around the world, that what we are doing is superior, because otherwise other people try to also to badmouth the business model. So it's very important that we be public about it, share the good experiences about the trading journey, and also share when you guys have winnings and when you are happy with the solution. It's very important for our success together. So basically our offering, and then I will hand over to Liam, who's going a bit more in detail, is we give you quick and easy access to the Forex market. And the most important thing is, and I hope you already experienced it to yourself, in a very effective and first-class technology. You won't find faster execution in any other retail broker. You won't find access to more assets in any other retail broker. And you won't find, what Liam will also explain you, highly focused customer support, multiple languages, multiple jurisdictions, all knowledge from all different assets. We try to give it all to you that you can be the master of your own life.